Greetings, Exile. It's me, the guy who makes off-meta trash builds that nobody asked for, bringing you an update on my league starter, the Bonk Champion. Last time, I covered the leveling journey up to level 71. In this video, we'll look at all the upgrades, key changes, and show you what the budget version of the build is truly capable of with a level 95 skill tree. If this is your first time seeing the build, here's a quick summary. We're using Boneshatter of Carnage, scaling it with rage and banners to perma-stun enemies into the dirt. If you're curious about the full concept and how it works, check out my League Starter video. Previously, we scaled most of our damage through rage alone. Now, on top of rage, which gives us straightforward scaling through more damage per stack, this build now heavily invests into banners, specifically War Banner, which increases our damage based on the amount of valor consumed when the banner is planted. By default, you can store up to 50 valor, but this can be increased significantly. By allocating enough of the Renowned Deeds cluster, you can boost this to 105 maximum valor, giving your banner a much stronger effect when placed. But how do you gain valor? Normally, you get 1 valor on kill and 1 valor on hit against rare or unique enemies, capped at once every 0.5 seconds. You also can't gain valor while the banner is planted. This gives you a base rate of 2 valor per second at most, but we can improve that. By investing in nodes for a total of 100% increased valor gained, this doubles all sources of valor gain. That means 4 valor per second instead of 2 on hit, 60% valor refund when leaving the banner area instead of 30% from inspirational, and 10 valor on Warcry from the banner mastery instead of 5. At max stacks, a fully juiced War Banner currently gives us 66% more damage. On top of providing 3 Frenzy and Endurance charges, 10.5% max health regenerated per second, and 8% increased damage taken by nearby enemies, thanks to the banner masteries. To use it effectively, always drop your banner near the boss when you've reached max valor. As the duration is about to end, walk out of the banner area to trigger the refund from inspirational. Never pick up the banner manually, as that gives you nothing back. And if you want to skip the whole step out for refund part, you can use the Flesh and Flame combo to allocate worthy causes, which allows you to keep gaining valor even while the banner is planted. No one really uses this node, so both jewels are super cheap. I got mine for just a total of 50 chaos. Next, let's talk about the gear changes in this update. The first upgrade I made after reaching maps was replacing Voidhome with a much stronger mace. I eventually crafted an Elder-influenced pile driver, which effectively acts as a 7-link thanks to the Elder mod that gives more damage based on endurance charges. Crafting it is also fairly simple. Buy a level 83 6-linked pile driver, slam an Elder Exalted Orb to apply the influence, then spam Essence of Zeal until you hit the endurance charge on melee stun support Elder modifier. For a more detailed guide on crafting, check the notes section in the POB. After level 78, I was using a Perseverance belt for Onslaught, but it didn't offer much else, so I replaced it with Hyperboreus, which provides up to 70% increased damage against chilled enemies, and pairs well with the Mace Mastery that chills on hit. And to keep Onslaught in the build, I crafted a new body armor using an Essence of Insanity, which grants Onslaught when hit, and yes, it also works with self-damage from trauma support, making it a reliable and consistent trigger. But that's all for my gear. Now let's talk about my Mercenary because, let's be honest, this league everyone's been playing dress up with their mercs, and I'm no exception. I've decked mine out too, and he's been doing some serious heavy lifting. Before I dive into his gear, let me explain what he brings to the table. He's a level 77 Striker Mercenary who provides me with both Determination and Vitality auras. And every few seconds he uses Enduring Cry, keeping my endurance charges topped off during combat. I found this absolute beast back in yellow maps, and we've been inseparable ever since. I've looked high and low for a level 83 version with the same utility, but honestly, nothing comes close to what this guy offers. Now onto the fun part, his gear. I've equipped him with Perkwill's Toe Amulet, which gives me lucky hit damage, and I have anointed the amulet with Glacial Cage Node. This causes enemies chilled by him to take up to 10% increased damage permanently. To enable this interaction, he's using Call of the Void, so all of his hits chill the enemy. His helmet is of Elder influence with nearby enemies take 9% increased damage modifier. One of his rings is Warlord Influence to apply vulnerability, increasing the target's physical damage taken by 15% and gives them a chance to be inflicted with bleeding on hit. Since the target can now bleed, I've equipped my Merc with an Elder Axe that has the Culling Strike against bleeding enemies modifier, letting him finish off low-life enemies with ease. For his boots, I went with Windscream, allowing him to apply an additional curse without interfering with my own setup that already uses Warlord's Mark. I'm still looking to optimize his build. Eventually, I want to switch his weapon to Soul Taker so he can inflict chill on hit without needing Call of the Void, freeing up that ring slot. He also struggles a bit with accuracy, so I'm considering giving him Varanastra Corrupted with Resolute Technique to ensure he always hits his target. If you've got any better gear ideas for a mercenary like this, feel free to drop them in the comments. And just a heads up, the most important aura you should be looking for on your mercenary is determination. Everything else is just a bonus. Now before we wrap up, let's quickly talk about my future plans for the build. Right now, the budget version can comfortably handle tier 16 maps and can stun even pinnacle bosses for extended periods, but tier 17s and Ubers are a whole different beast. To stun and dominate that level of content, the build will need a lot more investment. First, let's talk about some mandatory uniques. I'll be using a specific Lethal Pride jewel placed near the stamina cluster to gain +4 to maximum fortification. Then there's Celestial Braces for another +10 fortification and Ashes of the Stars to gain up to 30% more damage against stunned enemies. That covers the uniques. Now, on to rares. I plan to replace most of the gear, starting with an endgame version of the mace that will effectively be an 8-link. I'll swap out Hyperboreus for a rare Elder-influenced Rustic Sash and work toward full spell suppression across gear to reach 100% spell suppression. For gem changes, I plan to drop Purity of Elements by getting ailment immunity through other means, and then add Flesh and Stone as well as Herald of Purity for even more damage. Lastly, I'm planning a major overhaul of the skill tree for the full endgame version. It might take a while to reach all these goals and bring you the final version of the build, but I'll do my best to get it done as soon as possible. In the meantime, if you want to stay updated on the build's progress, you can catch me live on Twitch or hop into our Discord server, where I post any POB changes as they happen. If you enjoy off-meta trash builds like this one, make sure to like, subscribe, and even bonk that notification bell. Only if you feel like it, of course. As always, thanks for watching, Exile.
I can't do this just yet. Fall before me. Irrelevant!